Okay. Um, just a disclaimer, my mic is fucking horrible, and I'm not gonna invest in one because I don't usually make content like this, and I haven't made any content on POE anyways, but this video is intended to like squash all the myths and misconceptions I see in like YouTube content, and a lot of the videos surrounding this game are just fucking garbage, and they're made by people that don't know what they're talking about and aren't lying to you. They're just speaking from an inexperience, which is okay. And the video's goal is to broaden your understanding of the game so that you can manipulate it in a way where you can have more fun. And if it strikes you as abrasive, or if you're offended by anything I say, or you feel like I struck a nerve or something, it's not because you're dumb, it's because you're misled. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't have a real script, I just have a bunch of fucking bullet points that I'm gonna go over. And I'm not trying to do this in a serious way. I don't care about sounding professional or anything. All I ask is that you consider what I say, and I'm not gonna say trust me, because that's kind of cringe, but I have like 900 hours in this game in a month, so yeah. In other words, there's nothing stopping you from having fun in POE2 but your lack of understanding. And this video is kind of just a way to view the game, and yeah, you don't have to think like a peasant, you don't have to be poor, you don't have to complain and ruin your own fun. You just don't have to. There's nothing in the game that says you have to do that. The game's very difficult, we all know it. But there's nothing stopping you from making it really easy and manipulating all of the things that people bitch about and benefiting from them. But yeah, that's the disclaimer. So let's get into it. This is gonna be all over the place, scatterbrained, fucking just shit spewing, but it's something of substance you can derive from this, I hope, and become a better player and have more fun. But let's get some other shit out of the way. All of your complaints about the game are valid, but that doesn't mean that you can't have fun. So the game is inherently unfair, and you can either have really shit gear and be like virtually broken game, or you can be really good at a really unfair game and have a fucking blast. You can blink around with Temporalis all day, and all the shit that you bitched about 50 hours ago, 50 divines ago, is like a thing of the past. It just doesn't matter to you anymore. And as far as like consuming information in this game, when you seek information because you want to get better, stop listening to shitters. Stop listening to people with no time played in the endgame. Stop listening to people that make 50 videos a week that are farming ad revenue off of you. Stop listening to people that play shit characters. Stop listening to people that only do one form of content. And stop listening to people if you ask yourself for 2 seconds if they sound biased, and they are. And the reason why it's important to not be a sucker to these things is because when a person uploads a video that gets 100,000 views, tells you something, and the information is bad, and you take it off of the authority that the video has a lot of views and the comment section is positive, you're essentially soft locking yourself. There will come a time where you follow that build one-to-one and you buy all the exact gear in that build, and you hit the wall that that guy that made that video never hit, because he's churning out build guides every 3 weeks. And I'm not going to name drop YouTubers or anything, because that's cringe, but none of these people are actually playing the game. If they're a full-time YouTuber in this game, the likelihood that they're playing these characters to level 97, 98, and like actually investing hundreds of divine mirrors into their characters are very low. If they're the type of person that's churning out these build guides 24/7, they're running a character to 93 or 94, they're making as many builds as they can on that ascendancy, they're dropping the video, they're making sure that it's 10 minutes, can put 3 ads on it, and they're convincing you to go waste your time buying all that gear, and you probably don't have the time to play like they do, and that's fucking cringe. Also, there's this idea that you need to tell a noob the facts versus give the noob good advice at where he's at in the game. For example, you can't tell people that they need 150% rarity. Like, you just can't do that. It might be true, but you can't do that. You can't convince somebody to delete all these defensive layers or all of these potential offensive layers from their gear because they need 150% rarity. Like, that's fucking brain dead. You can play the game at 63 rarity, which is what I did. Personal anecdote, take it at face value if you want. And you can get retarded rich with an understanding of the game. And trying to increase your raw divine drop rate is not going to make you money in this game. It's just not. And rarity falls off really hard. It's marginal. It doesn't really matter. And there are a lot of noob traps like that. Like, rarity is a noob trap. There's no malicious intent behind the people telling you to do that. They're not trying to keep you poor. But they're wasting your fucking money and time. Like, you can't tell people they need all this mana regen. Mana regen as a stat is extremely expensive, and it's not even that good. Like, you can get sapphires that have 2% increased mana on kill, or 2% mana on kill, pardon, and you don't need mana regen anywhere. You literally just don't need it. If you have like 4 or 5 of those just churned up, just cooking. If you're getting 10% mana on kill, when the fuck are you gonna need mana regen? In a single target boss fight, if you're running out of mana from a pool of like 5 to 7,000 because you play Spark, like, why don't you just go buy an 8 div flask that solves your problem? What is stopping you from running Simulacrum and dropping one? Nothing. So, spending, you know, north of 10, 20 divine on mana regen is brain dead. That's another example of a noob trap just off the top of my head. Also, when people give advice on how to spec a passive tree, there's another noob trap that people care about, which is the tooltip damage number. And telling people to spec into crit without actually doing the math, and they end up using fucking 45 passive points for like an increased damage total of 50% or something, and they compromise defensive layers in the process, and they don't have any lightning penetration, and their shock magnitude is shit. Yeah, bad advice. Horrible advice, actually. Crit is good, though. I'm not saying crit's bad. I'm just saying that maybe you don't have to waste 17 points from your tree into crit when you could be getting other things. Because all the passive tree is a game of, it's a mini game. It's how much power per point can I get? Per level, per point, how much power can I get? For example, if you spread yourself thin and all of your nodes are super far from each other, and you don't keep your tree dense, and you're getting all these highway nodes of just 5 int over and over and over and over and over, because you're trying to get some notable that's super far away, maybe you're wasting your time. Maybe it's not as good. Who knows? But don't fall for the tooltip damage, like, fucking, it's like a Chinese finger trap that you can't get out of. Because you see the number get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you keep investing into a build that's dog shit because the number keeps going up. Like, waste of your time, and yeah, also just inherently unfun. But yeah, there will come a time in the game where your character literally cannot die if you have good defensive layers. And to some people that's boring, but most people watching this video are not in that position. So you'll never know if you don't like the game being too easy until your character can actually do it. So maybe that's something worth considering. Outside of that, I want to touch on things like quality of life changes. For example, if you're running Spark or any ability that uses cast, you can take something like mobility, which gives you 30% increased movement speed while casting, and it would benefit you greater than having 10% increased damage from a different support gem. Like, if your character's already one-shotting everything, why the fuck do you need an extra 10% damage for like a single target boss fight, which is less than 1% of your playtime is fighting bosses, when you can just be mapping better, doing all content better because you're moving quicker. So think about quality of life things like that when you're making decisions in this game. New shit. Okay, gearing. Honestly, if you're playing trade, just fucking lowball people for gearing items. If you're nice and you notice that their listed item hasn't moved in like 3 days, ask if they'll take 14 divine instead of 20. Ask if they'll take 70 exalt instead of 120. there's no harm in that, and the worst thing they can say is no. And if they say no and you feel like they won't sell to you in the future, you can just have a friend whisper them for the actual price of the item when you have the money to buy it. But most of the time, people are willing to let the item go for whatever they can get for it because it'll sit in their stash and do nothing for them in the meantime. Okay, so misconceptions, disinfo, tinfoil hat shit. This doesn't really apply anymore. I was going to touch on it earlier because I was going to make this video sooner about the citadels, but there's a lot of bullshit, hocus pocus garbage in this game. And data doesn't lie, and if somebody has a sample size of 20,000 like examples of doing something like gambling, soul core trade ups, trust their fucking numbers. It's that simple. Just trust their fucking numbers. And you can go on the wiki and you can see drop rates for items in Pinnacle content. That stuff's important. But yeah, there's a lot of just like misconceptions or misunderstandings around like breakpoints for skill gems, like Archmage and shit like that, and just like Atlas tree shit. There's a lot of hocus pocus woo-wah about like what is important in the Atlas tree and what's valuable. Okay, yeah, just get that out of the way too. This is gonna be so all over the place, and I'm gonna sound like a fucking schizo trying to explain this shit. But okay. I just wrote down shit I enjoy versus shit I know to be true. Okay, that's funny. So, you've got content like Simulacrum, which is, to me, inherently unfun. But the Simulacrum keys are so fucking cheap now that you can get them for like between 70 and 90 exalt at the time we're recording this video. And there is no reason not to just run those all day if you care about making money and you want something low risk. Because they pay for themselves if you can do a tier 4. Like, every single time they pay for themselves. It's not the most efficient way to make money, but I'm not going to do those all day, even though I can guarantee the money. I will run something that I think is more enjoyable, like Sekimus, or that's also just the best money making in the game if you have the opportunity cost to buy the relics, but that's besides the point. Do what's fun, man. Like, have fun. It's a fucking video game. You don't have to do the most hyper optimal money making fucking strategy in the whole game 24/7 and want to rip your hair out in the meantime just to get some character upgrades. Like, everything in this game is profitable. The margins are on you. Like, you can make everything profitable. If you have 250 divine sitting in your stash right now, you can run like King of the Mist kills all day long and just drop ingenuities, and you will be in the green. Like, it's like a mathematical truth. You could have the worst RNG ever, and law of large numbers will average out, and you will make your money back. Eventually. That's just statistics, but yeah, mapping. So, something I wish was told to me. I've played this game since the start. By the way, just a background, I only have like 220 hours in POE1. I've got like I'm approaching 1,000 in this game. The downtime in crafting maps all day, there's like a scale that you're balancing between crafting your fucking maps all day long and how often you're actually in the game. This includes like juicing your towers with Quant, all this bullshit. You're trying to minimize the amount of time you're in your stash, in your hideout, not playing the fucking game, because you got on the game to play the game, and you got on the game to make money, to buff your character, to have more fun on the game while you're on the game. What I started doing every night while I was still mapping, I haven't mapped in over a month. Not over a month, 3 weeks and some change. There comes a time where it literally becomes obsolete and there's no reason to do it anymore. But, do like 40 maps. Craft like 40 maps before you get offline, and just save yourself the time tomorrow, so you don't have to get on and do that the next day. I don't know what everybody's time frame is and how often you can play the game, how many hours you can sit down for, or what obligations you have in your life. It's irrelevant. The point is, you want to be in the game, playing the game, killing monsters in the game, clearing monsters, dropping shit in the game as much as you can. And doing one map, getting out of the map, crafting another map, one over and over and over is just inefficient. It adds up, it's cumulative, and it's just shit. You want to spend as least time in stash as possible. And when I read the map, once your character becomes good enough, I don't even fucking bother reading the suffixes anymore, and I don't even read that it has quantum rarity. I just know by the size of the text bar that it's quantum rarity. If you wanted an example of how quickly I'm reading a map, it's literally slam the map with all the currency instantly. I know it's got quant, I know it's got rarity because they come together, and just throw it in. Don't try to hyper optimize the most juiced perfect map with all these perfect just fucking blast, dude. Just blast. Also, when you're looking at items after your play session, if you have a quad tab to just dump these things in, you're losing the game if you're reading the items. You're losing the game. Some Chinese dude with super optimal efficiency is making so much more money than you by just dumping all of his shit from his map into a one div sell tab, and if he gets whispered for an item multiple times, he price checks it and then he changes the price to what it's actually worth. Dump everything in a fucking tab that's worth one divine and you will make money in this game. Even if you think the item is dog shit, someone will fucking buy it. Yeah, most of the time, if you think the item is garbage, you're probably right, but that doesn't mean that some dumbass won't just buy it. Like, bank on their stupidity. Profit off of the noob trap items. Profit off of the rarity shit that we talked about. Profit off of the mana regen breach rings. At the end of the day, it's their currency, and they can spend it how they want. So if some burger wants to overpay for an item, don't feel bad. It's his fucking money, and you can't tell the burger how to spend his money. That's not your job. Yeah, and if you list an item for one div and it's complete ass, somebody might want it or know something that you don't. And at the end of the day, you don't fucking care, and it's not making you any money sitting in your stash. So unless your item is tier 1 S+++++, sell it among the cheapest volume of items so it'll actually move. Like if I drop a flask from the Delirium encounter, the Simulacrum, and they're all going for 10, and there's like 4 going for 9, I sell the thing for 9 just to get it gone. Just get it away. Get it away, get your money. That way you can reinvest those divines and make it more money. Make your money twerk. Your money does you no good sitting in the stash. Your divines do you no good stacking up to a fucking mirror. Also, if you put up an item for too low and you get spammed immediately, that's when it's worth price checking your item. That means you yeah, either price it too low or you got price fixed. Maybe you did price check the item and you still got blown up with messages. That would be a good time to go check and see, make sure you don't have something good. Also, other trade shit, undercut people because fuck them. Our items are the exact same and his has been listed for days, so fuck him. This is your money that he's fucking with by existing, and if you think he wouldn't do the same to you, you're crazy. And if you feel bad for him, just remember that some Chinese band god will fucking undercut both of you, and probably already has this market of the game cornered already. So we're just trying to get in where we fit in. And the Chinese players in this game literally have the economy in their hands. So there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah, a lot of the money making shit in this game is literally just fake money making. It's like gambling with extra steps. So keep that in mind. Ask yourself if the content you're deciding to do is just gambling with extra steps. Like trying to do ritual with a low startup investment of like 50 div. Like, yeah, there's a world where you profit from that. There's a world where you talk to everyone and everyone you've ever talked to has profited from that. The statistics imply otherwise, so keep that in mind. Yeah, what else? Learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to lose money trying something when you can just watch some dumbass fail and use their mistake to your advantage. Like, go watch all the videos of people gambling, chance orbs on stellar amulets. Like, ask yourself if you want to be that guy that just never fucking wins. And if you get a rush off of like losing, or you have some humiliation fetish or something, go ahead, buy all the sapphire rings on the market and try to make dream fragments all day like a fucking psycho. Nobody can tell you can't do that, and that might be fun. But yeah, keep in mind that this game is full of information. Like, there's no reason you can't just look at someone else be a dumbass and not have to do it. Like, why do you have to be the dumbass? Just watch other people. I'm just gonna glance over some like profitable things. Ultimatum is really good money with really low investment. It doesn't require a strong character. It doesn't require any startup. You don't need relics. You don't need any of that bullshit. You just run them all day and sell everything. Don't fight the trial master. That's a waste of your time. You're not going to drop an adorned. And if you do drop an adorned, the likelihood that you make any money off of the fucking thing is near zero. It's like 1 in fucking 5-digit thousands. Like, horrible. The Mahu isn't gonna make it worth it. Just sell the crisis tickets or whatever the fuck they're called. The 3 little tickets that you put in the fucking fuck pit and turn into a boss key. Sell that shit. One of them's worth like 100 exalt right now, and one's worth like 40. Sell all the soul cores too, unless you want to gamble them. I'll have some gambling shit going on in the background here where I'm just being an absolute fucking degenerate. And ask yourself if you want to lose thousands of exalt. But yeah, Ultimatum is great. Ultimatum is really great. It's just fucking boring once you do like 300 of them. But you'll get the one-off as Kappa and it'll be worth it and you'll think it's sick. But yeah, Simulacrum right now is free money glitch. Also boring as fuck and just like depressing. I imagine Purgatory in real life, if you're like a religious person, is like the Simulacrum encounter where it's just gray and people are just trying to jump you all day and they're like knocking your teeth out. And then you get jumped by like their older brothers, the 2 big ass bosses that fuck you up. But that shit's the money glitch if your character is strong enough to do it. Startup cost on that is like, yeah, is your character good? They nerfed the fuck out of it. Tier 4 is like kind of a joke now. But if you can succeed in like 9 out of 10 of those runs, they're definitely worth just throwing exalt at to try to print money. Secamus is the best money in the game by far. With the exception of King of the Mist if you have like hundreds of Divine to blow on it. But it has a lot of startup costs. You need good relics, and you need to be able to spend 3 Divine per Desperate Alliance. And then you just sell the un-ID'd Time Lost Jewels for 5 div. 4 to 5 div. You can sell them in bulk for more if you stack up like 10 of them, but yeah, I don't recommend that to good players, or to new players, pardon. You're kind of just going to get owned all day. You can do the cheap relic runs though, where you have a bunch of relic drop chance ones, 20% relic drop chance ones. You can get like 160%, and you can just sell the Desperate Alliance vases to the good players that have the money to run those. That's good money. What else? Mapping is peasant shit. The second you can stop mapping and never do it again, never play another map ever again, it is like the definition of peasant shit. The people that are mapping all day are making me money. Like, they're going up and getting their little div and buying all my shit items that sit in my stash all day in a tab that's called Poopy Butt Shit Items. So, don't be a peasant. Don't listen to people that tell you you can't make a fuck ton of div in a day. You should shoot to make 100 div a day, and if you make 20, you're fucking happy. You're smiling from ear to ear. And you'll get lucky. You'll get lucky. Everyone gets lucky. But, yeah. So, when you're trying to seek out new information, listen to what I said at the start of the video. Just ask yourself, what kind of YouTuber are you watching? Is this person just churning out content over and over and over? Like, is this information good? Will this information service me in a week when the market changes? Probably fucking not. Don't look at the views on the video. Don't look at any of that shit. It's irrelevant. There's like the popular video with decent info here and there, and then there's just fucking garbage. And because you're a noob, you don't know the difference, and that's okay. But then you have the video that's really good, but it doesn't have an editor making it super entertaining, or a thumbnail that clickbaits you into actually clicking on the video. Like, there are great POE videos with like shit thumbnails from some dude that barely speaks English that knows something that you don't, and those are the videos we're seeking out. I've got some examples of good YouTubers that are worth watching. We've got Clove Hitch. This guy Tipper, I don't think he makes videos anymore, but I learned a lot watching his vids. Jung Roan, I wouldn't take his build guide advice in terms of like actually playing his builds, because they all get nerfed into the ground. Really smart player though. Ben, I think he's back on the POE1 wave, but that guy is literally just the best player in the game. Bo is fucking insane. He's kind of like the godfather of discovering that crit was good. He's like the first person to actually do the math on crit versus just like flat fizz stacking. And yeah, he has like a one-sided beef with Fubgun because he thinks Fubgun's retarded because Fubgun doesn't know how to do math. Fubgun does not know how to do math, and I don't know if he's retarded, I don't know the guy, but that guy hates him and it's funny. Good videos. And then Yang Mal, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Yang Mal, something, whatever. That dude streams every day. He's like a wealth of knowledge, and he's the new player as far as I know. And he speaks from experience. Really good vids. But yeah, that's it. Wrapping up the vid. Kept it under 30 minutes. That's all I wanted. Yeah, but basically, don't be a good boy and just question every single thing that you hear in this game. Don't just be a good boy and fucking listen. Like, question shit. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the background gameplay. If you have any questions, type them below in the comments. I don't expect this video to do that well, but I hope it'll service you in a meaningful way, and it'll make the game more fun, because this game is sick. And yeah, also don't listen to people that bitch and cry about how shit this game is. The game is shit, but have a blast. Fuck it. Later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.